Chapter 2: How a Computer Works. Learning Objectives. Understand IPO cycle. Identify computer parts. Learn input devices. Recognize processing device. Know output devices. A computer is a smart machine that helps us with many tasks. It works by following a special cycle called the IPO cycle, which stands for Input, Process and Output. Working of machines. Machines help us make our work easier. For example, your mummy making a delicious mango shake for you. This process also follows a similar cycle. Input raw materials, mangoes, milk, sugar, ice. Process. The blender acts like the CPU. It takes the material, input, and uses its blades to chop, mix, and blend them together. Process. Output. The final yummy mango shake is the output. The IPO cycle. The IPO cycle is the process that a computer follows to complete any task. Input is the command we give to the computer. Processing is when the computer works as per the command. Output is the result we see after the computer processes the input. Input, process. Output. Examples of IPO cycle in computers. Here are some examples of how the IPO cycle works in computers. Example: playing a game. Input: you use the keyboard or mouse to control the game. Processing: the computer processes your actions and updates the game state. Output: the game responds by showing the updated scene on the screen. Tidbit: when you press a button on a remote control, you are giving input to the TV. Example 2. Solving a math problem. Input: you enter numbers and an operation like addition into a calculator app. Processing: the computer calculates the result. Output: the answer is displayed on the screen. Input 2. 5. Plus instructions. Process 2 plus 5 addition. Output 7 result. No more. Modern computers can process billions of instructions per second, making them incredibly fast and efficient. Computer parts and the IPO devices. Computers use different parts to perform the IPO cycle. These parts can be grouped into 3 categories: input devices, processing device, and output devices. Input devices. Input devices let us give instructions to the computer. Examples include keyboards, mouse, and scanners. Keyboard used for typing text and numbers. Mouse helps to point, click, and select items on the screen. Scanner converts physical documents into digital format. Processing device. The central processing unit, CPU, is the computer's processing device. It organizes and works on the input. Fact: the CPU is known as the brain of the computer. Output devices. Output devices show us the results. Monitors, printers, and speakers are examples of output devices. Monitor displays text, images, and videos. Printer produces hard copies of document. Speakers output sound. Did you know? The term peripherals is used for input and output devices that connect to the computer. No more. Some devices, like touch screens, can be both input and output devices because you can interact with them by touch and they display information. Chapter Essentials: Foundational Concepts. A computer follows the IPO cycle. Input, process, and output. Machines like washing machine also follow the IPO cycle. Input devices include the keyboard, mouse, and scanner. The CPU is the processing device, often called the brain of the computer. Output devices include the monitor, printer, and speaker. Some devices, like touch screens, can function as both input and output devices.